Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
Correct or incorrect, Tom? Waffles equal pancakes with abs. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 18th day of October, the year 2025, the latest it has ever been
in the history of mankind. All right, so I only have to disagree with one thing. I'm going to waffle on this one. I think they're French toast with squares.
Hey.
That's what I think waffles are. So
that's even better. That's even better. The wisdom.
I'm just saying.
The wisdom of trivia master Tom Warner, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're all about here today. And we've got some more stuff to share with you and the person possibly still sleeping next to you. So maybe give him a little nudge and say, Greg and Tom are talking. Time to listen to the In Crowd 815 podcast. And we've got a great guest. We're going to defibrillate you today. We're gonna shock you.
Clear.
Tonight's
Clear.
subtitle.
Okay.
Today's podcast subtitle: Shock and Awe.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, we're going to be talking with Jacob Sundberg. He's founded a not-for-profit here in the 815 area called Aed Rescue Connect. And we're going to learn all about that and why he formed it and why you are going to want to be interested in maybe helping him with his cause a little bit. But first, let's take care of this. Our current race to 10. I'm at the precipice. It's a score of 9-5. I've been working 9-5, or 5-9 really, but that's another story. Our big number of the week this week, 115,000. And the answer is it Jolly Rancher or the Joy of Painting? I usually only have one word answers, but today I've got Jolly Rancher and the Joy of Painting. One of those is the correct answer. Put your guess in the comments. 115,000. And yeah, we like I said, at some point we're going to have t-shirts to give away or something. As of today, we don't, but at some point we'll have some giveaways for this. And yeah, maybe today will be the day. I put Tom away. No, what is the score? Do I have the running scores down here still? I had them for a while, and I kind of stopped keeping running tallies.
8-5, I believe.
After we lost our good friend Joanne, after she stepped away from the podcast about a year ago, I kind of stopped keeping score that way.
Yeah, right.
But
I sent you what I think it is.
Okay, all right. Tom's got his answer in, and everybody else, go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and AI it. Do your worst. Do your best to try to find the answer to 115,000 if it has something to do with Jolly Ranchers or the Joy of Painting. Any quick shout outs before we get to our guest this week, Tom? Anything you wanted to shout out?
You know what? Yeah, I do have one quick shout out. This is a thing at my wife's church. It's out on Forest Hills Road. It's Riverside. Oh, what's it called? Hang on one second. I wasn't prepared for this.
I know.
Redeemed. It's a Redeemed Life Church. It's out in Riverside. I mean, it's out on Forest Hills Road. They're having a craft fair today. They're having a craft fair. It's benefiting a lot of charities. My daughter's out there. My wife's going to be out there. And it's really cool. They got all kinds of really cool crafts. Now, I do realize we're doing this thing at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to be watched later. Well, if you're watching it a little bit later today, well, the craft fair is going to be going on until like 3 or 4 today.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. So
craft fairs are always fun. There's so many interesting things.
They really are. In fact, I am going to just give me 1 second here. There we are. Holiday Craft Fair, Redeemed Life Church. It's October 17th and 18th, yesterday and today. 8501 Forest Hills Road, Loves Park. And it's really, really cool. I've seen some of the stuff that my wife made, my daughter made, stuff like that. It's just amazing stuff. So if you're looking for a craft fair, lots of Christmas stuff, some Halloween stuff, Thanksgiving stuff, just a lot of gift ideas. So craft fair, it's 8501 Forest Hills Road. I told my wife I would talk about it, and I did. So I'm off the hook now for at least another week.
Get out and about. Go see this stuff. Go see all the stuff. Last Saturday, we had a busy Saturday. Besides doing the podcast, we did a little trivia out at Embassy Suites. We did pretty well.
Good.
Your friends, Matthew and Steven and Cece, they are good. And Leo helped us out. Way to go, Leo.
Oh, Leo kicks some serious butt, because here's the thing: without Leo, we don't take second place.
No,
we don't.
Photo round was all him.
But then again, without Cece, we don't take second. Without Matthew, we don't take. Without Steven, without you, without me. I mean, it was a team effort because we all contributed. But
we didn't all contribute. I recognized Devo, a song that I didn't know they did, but I recognized the sound of Devo.
Well, I don't want to rail too much on it, but that music round was awful.
It was hard. It was so hard.
Okay, so the Devo song didn't make the top 100. They had one hit, Devo did, and it was Whip It. And then they had a song called We Are Devo. I don't even remember how it goes. Hey, We Are Devo, with a flower pot or energy domes or whatever they call them.
Well, anyway, kudos to Team In Crowd 815 for taking second place at trivia last Saturday. That was.
And by the way, kudos to the Culinary Underground at Suites. Did a magnificent job.
That pizza you got was off the chain. Also good.
Oh, it was really. It was a what do you call it? Prosciutto. I think it was a prosciutto pizza.
Okay.
About 10-inch pizza. It was decently priced. It was, I don't know, 13, 14 bucks or whatever. It filled me up. I ate, you ate a piece. I think Steven had a piece. I don't know about Cece. She had her own food. But whatever. And I ended up bringing a couple pieces home and eating them. And it was good 4 hours later. It was still good. It was like, oh my God, this is really, really good. So Culinary Underground at Embassy Suites, I highly recommend it. So.
Highly recommend. And then Christy and I went to a bowling fundraiser at Park Lanes for family counseling services, and that our youth services network. I always get those two mixed up. Youth Services Network. It was Saturday night. Had a fun night there doing that. Tinker Swiss Cottage had their trunk or treat event on Sunday, and the weather was perfect for it. Thank God for the great weather last Sunday.
I saw it on the news. I saw the great turnout. It looked like
it was a huge over 800 people came through for the retreat at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. So kudos to that. And it's been a busy, fun week. Want to give a quick shout out as well to some more contributing partners to our Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. People that have been donating some prizes for the audience giveaway portion of our contest this time. I want to thank our new friends over at Dragonfly and Company. They're a gift shop next to the Gray's IGA over there off of Alpine and Highcrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, over next door to Gray's IGA, there's a great new gift shop over there called Dragonfly and Company. I think they've been open for just a little over a year now. Check that out. Lucha Cantina over at Edgebrook, and our friends at PC Tech to You as well. Thanks, Robert, from PC Tech to You, for also donating these prizes to our audience giveaway portion of the contest, which is coming up November 13th. Tickets still available at an early bird rate. Go to tinyurl.com/incrowd815, or easy, just go to incrowd815.com. All the information is on incrowd815.com. And our next Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, November 13th at Tabala Event Center, includes a $5,000 grand prize for the winning team's not-for-profit, sponsored by Medicare 411. Thank you to them. All right. So our guest this week is got a founder of a not-for-profit called Aed Rescue Connect. We're going to learn all about it from our friend Jacob Sundberg. Jacob, we want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Greg and Tom. You guys are really making me hungry talking about all that food this morning. We got pancake waffles. We got French toast waffles. I'm not sure what those are.
And prosciutto pizza.
Prosciutto pizza, Lucha Cantina. Definitely sound delicious. Definitely sound awesome.
Yes.
Uh, so I'll have to try some of that. But
Well, we like to learn about our guests first before we get into all things about what they've started. So, who is Jacob Sundberg? Are you a Rockford native? Did you grow up here, Jake?
yeah. So I was born and raised in Rockford. I grew up, uh, went to school, Christian Life High School, graduated 2002. From there, I hung around Rockford. I never really got away. I was away to Colorado for about 10 months and still somehow ended up back here. Um, I joined North Park Fire Protection District in, I was trying to think of the actual year, 2008, which kind of kickstarted all things for me. EMS, first responder. Otherwise, I got my associates in applied science, fire science. Graduated Swedish American's paramedic program. I could list a bunch of certifications, but we don't have to do that today. I was an EMS training coordinator for a while, and during that time, I started some community outreach CPR classes for the fire department, and that turned into Rescue Basics, which has been going strong since 2010. So 15 years of just teaching both lay rescuers or the general public and healthcare providers how to perform CPR. So it's required a certification for healthcare providers. But I really find a unique joy in teaching people that don't need it for certification how to perform CPR.
Did you feel this urge toward the medical field that first time you took a health class in high school? Was there something about that you kind of made you go, I might want to do this someday?
Yeah, my first exposure to medicine in general would have been sports medicine with Mr. Reynolds my junior and senior year. He was our trainer for the football team. He was our trainer for the school, and I took the last 2 periods of the day. I supported, whether it was just nursing injuries, helping stretch some athletes, things like that before I went to, my own practices and my own things. So that was my first exposure. I didn't really have a lead to that. I knew, public service, I guess, but I wasn't really set on anything fire, anything medical yet.
Okay. And you were at Christian Life during a time when enrollment was pretty high there, right? It was pretty
Yeah,
cool at the
yeah.
time.
Our graduating class, I want to say, was right around 100.
Mm-hmm.
The schools attached to a church there, we were seeing between 10 and 15,000 individuals through the building on any given week. Really, really good things going on in the building and at the school. But even to current date, I'll tell you, I've worked with Dr. Judy Bethge a few times over the past couple of years, and she's absolutely phenomenal. I like where she's headed.
Yes.
She's definitely got a safety focus for the school and wants to make sure everybody's taken care of while they're there, not just spiritually, but also making sure we have the right resources medically. So
yeah, had a rough game last night for senior night.
I honestly missed it.
They could use you. You could have
Right.
just speed up a little bit and help them out. But they did.
Yeah.
It boiled down to 5 touchdowns for the visiting teams. Orangeville's leading running back and 3 touchdowns for our quarterback. The final score ended up being like 56 to 21 or 28. I forget what the final score was. But
yeah. So I was at inaugural football team. We were 11 on 11. I played both ways, special teams, all kinds of stuff. But it was a good time. Good time. So
yeah, those first couple seasons, that was something else, playing out in Belvedere.
Yep. Belvedere. I was there for at least one season with lights. That was nice. On site there, and neighbors, thank you for letting me play football under the lights
right
at home. Right. So
little known fact, Tom, this is a good trivia question. Where did Christian Life play its first season of football? The Boone County Fairgrounds. They set up a football field out at Boone County Fairgrounds, and that's where they played their first season.
Yeah.
I want to bring up your website, and then you can kind of tell us a little bit about the programs and stuff that you offer. See if I can make this look pretty good for you. Tell us about the services that you offer and how people can help you out.
Yeah, so we'll really start with the mission, right? So the mission of Aed Rescue Connect is to provide public access automatic external defibrillators um, to increase positive outcomes in CPR. And the additional focus there is on education. So we
Okay.
have a few things that we do really, right? So
That's a great place to start because probably
yeah,
a lot of people don't know what AED even stands for.
yeah,
Automatic
external defibrillator.
external defibrillators, and
Yep,
we've probably all seen them, but how many of
yep.
us actually know how they work? I
And
don't.
that picture at the top there is just a training AED, right? And it's got two pads on the chest of the mannequin at this point, and it's plugged into a device there that will analyze a heart rhythm and determine if it needs to shock the patient or not.
Mm,
And if it needs to shock the patient, there's that button with the lightning bolt on it. Most AEDs have that same pictogram on there. And you'll, make sure nobody's touching the patient and push the shock button. And then a lot of them will even walk you through CPR.
okay, so it's got a little voice activated thing that tells you
Yeah. Yeah.
put 2 hands on the chest, whatever,
Yeah.
compress. And these have been around for how long have these been around now? For a couple decades anyway, hey?
Yeah. A lot longer than you might think. Over 75 years. We had
Wow.
1930 is when the AED was invented, and the first successful
Wow.
use was 17 years later. Um, you know, and I can remember just starting out in EMS. There was still a thing in the late 2000s called a pericardial thump, where in the absence of an AED, you could hit the chest at just the right time, and hopefully restore that rhythm. And it was like you didn't have the same technology, you didn't have the same opportunities. Um, that are afforded to us today. Technology has become a lot cheaper as the experiences have, been there. And now we're fortunate enough to be able to put these anywhere, and that's what the public access AED program through Aed Rescue Connect is about. We're establishing sites. We're starting in Rockford with our pilot program. Our first sites are set to go live in February of next year. And really, it's about a 9 foot tall tower, similar to what you'd see on a college campus, with a push to call button
Mm-hmm.
that will directly connect you to 911 services. And they will release the AED box that's on the unit to you, so you can take that AED out and take it to where it's needed, while dispatching emergency medical services at the same time.
That's an
So
interesting way
really,
to
really
describe it.
cool
Yeah,
opportunity.
kind of like those blue lit up boxes on the college campuses.
Yep, exactly like that. This one will have a red light, and it's a white tower that says emergency. But the red, if you think about that AED logo there to the left, that heart with the lightning bolt's kind of a classic AED symbol, pictogram,
Okay.
if you will. So,
I can see someone calling 911 for an emergency and saying someone has fainted, someone's passed out, someone's maybe have had a heart attack, whatever the situation might be. And maybe that 911 person being able to say, there is an AED box, a quarter mile west of right where you are on the
yeah.
corner of this and that, or whatever it might be. That you see that maybe happening?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, that's a large goal. We're starting with 5 units. We gotta work out the kinks in the process. But I've had meetings with the Park District, with the Rockford Fire Department, and the City of Rockford Government Office. Has been incredible in supporting and just promoting the resources that need to be devoted. That being said, our primary driver uh, of funding this is grant programs through local community grants and private donations. Whether that's an individual or a business.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been really great. So we have the opportunity for those towers, but then the second part of that is how do we educate the public, not just in CPR, but on using the AED. So we offer the towers, which our primary funding goes towards. We offer the education as classes are available. And then we also will work with any business or, facility to create a cardiac emergency response plan that suits their needs, and aligns with their policies and goals. So those are the three foundational programs that we offer. Um, you know,
Okay. My cat wants to get involved here. The cat's interested apparently.
yeah,
You got some sponsors and you got them on your website here too. By the way, we're looking at aedrescueconnect.org. I need to put that in the chat so people can find it. Real simple, real easy. I'll get that in the chat box now. There we go. So go ahead.
Well, so Jacob, when we see kind of like on shows like ER or whatever, you see the paddles that they have, and they'll put them on the chest and they'll go clear, whatever. Does this replace that, or is it the same process, or is this just like the portable kind of unit that they would use?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Tom. This is a portable unit. This is designed to be used by the general public with no knowledge of heart rhythms or how the heart necessarily works on itself. The ones you see on TV with the paddles, those are a bit outdated. We actually use pads in the emergency department in the hospitals. I'm a trauma nurse by trade, and we have that opportunity. We'll put those pads on and link them to a manual defibrillator, which is what you're looking at with the paddles. And they work very, very similar. You can select the amount of electricity. You can analyze the rhythm yourself and determine if the rhythm is shockable on your own. Whereas the AED does all those things. Actually, a common question I'm asked is if kids are just playing around and they want to prank each other, can they put the pads on and shock somebody with a normal rhythm? And the answer to that question is no.
No.
You have to have one of very few recognizable rhythms by the AED in order for it to prompt for a shock. And that's a very, very important component to this. So,
and I'm just spitballing here. The reason you yell clear is to let everybody know we're doing it. Stay away from the body. You don't want to get shocked. Is that correct?
Well, and there's a little bit more to it. So when the AED says analyze, it's the first time we clear the patient. And that should be physical and verbal, because there's a very physical aspect to doing compressions, and you can get like in the zone, kind of like a football game. And so it's very important to clear that patient so that the AED doesn't detect your compressions as a rhythm. And so that if it does decide to shock when you push that button, nobody's touching the patient, because ultimately that's probably the only reason you could get part of the shock or feel that shock at all, is if you're touching the patient when it actually shocks, when somebody pushes that button.
And is that all it really is just a shock, or does it do something that could be harmful to the person touching the patient?
So, this is probably the only disclaimer on an AED, and that is when it's analyzing or when it's shocking the patient, you do not touch the patient. And I actually get pretty loud in class when I see someone like switch out their face shield on a mannequin while the AED is like preparing to shock. They're like trying to touch things, and I said, "Don't touch the patient," right? And we kind of over exaggerate, but indirectly, I can't say that I've ever seen someone get shocked inadvertently, but it can happen. There's always that, if you're touching the person in the wrong place at the right time, that shock could travel through your body. When you place those two pads on the chest, the electricity travels between them, right? So it's important that the heart is between those 2 points. Well, if you put your hand on the middle of the chest right before somebody pushes that shock button, there's always that opportunity. So if you're touching them, and obviously they wouldn't have the warning on the machine if that wasn't the case. But very, very, very minimal chance. Like I said, it's a manual button that you push. It says to clear the patient. You say to clear the patient. You make sure nobody's touching that patient. But very, very high rewarding as well, because if you don't mind me sharing a couple statistics here, if EMS is the first one to initiate high quality CPR and use an AED, the chance of survivability is 27%. Their average response time is about 6 to 8 minutes in the city of Rockford. I want to say it's like 6.5 minutes. Don't quote me directly, but it's pretty close to that.
Okay.
And, if a bystander recognizes signs of cardiac arrest, right, initiates high quality CPR and uses an AED within the first 3 minutes of cardiac arrest, we can increase that chance of survivability to over 80%. And that's what this program is aiming to do.
Wow.
The American Heart Association has something called Heart Safe Communities. And, they have targets of having AEDs accessible within 4 minutes around a city. I've been an American Heart Association instructor. I advocate for their programs, and I do really appreciate what they're doing with their evidence. And, they renew that evidence every 5 years, and we update our training accordingly as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, almost a 50% increase in survivability just by, recognizing that early,
Important stuff. And
Yeah.
it's not just you got a team of people here. I want to
Yeah.
give you a chance to shout out everybody here who's Matt
Yeah.
and Brienne.
Yeah. So, Matt Thompson is a great gentleman. He's the president of my board. He's there just to help give some guidance and direction as we move forward. My lovely wife, Brienne, she's my co-founder, my cheerleader. She helps me with marketing as far as, posting and things like that. I got Brad Reed, who's not pictured there, our treasurer. And then I was just able to bring on board a lady who I do not have a picture here. Carrie Jurdy is our new development director. And so she'll be working closely with sponsorships and events planning coming up over the next year.
Awesome.
So super cool opportunities.
Well, if somebody wants to help you out with your goal, we've got a giving tab here on your website. Explain about how people can help you further your goal here.
Yeah. So this givings page right here is focused on the individual level of giving, right? Everywhere from $70 to, $10,000. And the unit cost is actually a little bit higher right now. We came out at $15,000 when we found the right tower and the right locations. Just a bit of an increase over the past 6 months there. But to give you an idea, $70 would sponsor a student to come to a CPR class. $100 is a set of AED pads, where $200 can replace a battery, which has to be replaced every 4 to 5 years. $700 is a 10-person class. If you want to buy an AED, $2,300, all the way up to, those higher amounts, half the cost of a site, $7,500, and, a full site would be $15,000. Very, very expensive. And, the first thing I ask people is, but, what is that one life worth, and we can't put a price tag on those things. So while expensive, every little bit counts, whether it's a set of pads or sending somebody to class. Just having that education and support with the community behind us speaks volumes, and it's a huge opportunity. So
nice. Well, is there anything that we did not ask you about that you want to make sure we bring up today and people are aware of when it comes to Aed Rescue Connect?
I did want to, give a shout out. It is a Rescue Basics is my founding sponsor. Obviously, without my for-profit opportunities, I wouldn't have been able to start Aed Rescue Connect. I do want to call out Union Pacific Railway, sponsored our first grant for our first site. And like I said, those first few sites will launch in February of next year is our current goal. And of course, those frontline sponsors, those first ones to buy into the vision of Aed Rescue Connect, State Line Community Foundation, MCR Medical, and Medtronic. I think the only other thing is the events next year. With that launch, we're looking at a hands-only CPR event We want to fill a local park. We want to share, the education of hands-only CPR, and it's really, really simple, right? You check responsiveness, you call 911. If the patient's not breathing, you're going to push hard and fast in the center of the chest. And we're gonna have that event. The date's to be determined, but that'll be next year. We're gonna have a 5K, and then we'll have a gala that for our business sponsors to recognize those that have contributed over the year and celebrate our successes that we've had.
It's important to do and it's fun to do. So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
We have we off and on for the past years, or for this year anyway, we've been utilizing AI to ask our guests questions, and we have some AI questions of the week for you. I'm curious to
oh
see
man,
if and I'm using Google's Gemini AI program, which has been the favorite one that I've been using lately. So I've asked
yeah,
it for 3 good questions to ask Jacob Sundberg, the founder of Aed Rescue Connect in Rockford. Let's see. The first question: what specific areas or types of locations in Rockford is Aed Rescue Connect prioritizing for new AED placement? Do you have some pinpointed areas where you
yeah,
already know you want to have one available?
yeah. So I will preface this by saying none of our locations are necessarily set
Mhm.
perfectly in stone. But if you envision the walkable area of downtown Rockford and you look at that core that's grown so strong over the current leadership in the city, um, along the bike path between Nicholas Conservatory and City Market, or even the symbol, right? And then you
Yep.
cross the river everywhere from Beatty Park over to Davis Park. There's an opportunity for between 6 and 8 locations just in that square, and that's where our primary focus is. So when in our preliminary meetings, we've talked about near the Rockmen, right on the bike
Yeah.
path. Everybody knows where the Rockmen are.
Yeah.
Um, Down a little bit farther, closer to State Street, Millennium Park. We've talked about Davis Park, and we've talked about Beatty Park. And those 4 kind of established kind of a odd oblong square, if you will, or oblong rectangle, that kind of established the initial boundaries. And then very similar to the life rings, right? They'll be placed every so often, and as we increase in numbers, they'll be closer together with the objective of only being a few minutes away from each other, whether you're on foot or a bicycle or whatever. But you'll look for the additional signage near the life rings that they have to throw out into the river if somebody were to go in the river.
Okay.
You'll see additional signage throughout as things become, as things become more available.
All
So
right.
very much like you said, 911 can say there's an AED half a mile this way or quarter mile that way, and give them bearings for
Okay.
those.
Like that. Like that. That's good. The second question from AI is what are the biggest non-monetary challenges your organization faces in getting these placed and registered and maintained? Obviously, the money factor's
Yeah.
a big factor, but what non-monetary challenges are you facing getting these things placed?
Number one, I would say are cloud-based services. So everything that we're doing is, cloud-based and cellular-based. So, we're already discussing, when we get enough of these units, creating our own line of sight network that communicates between these and our organization so that we can monitor them effectively. Um, Initially, off the bat, we're working with the designer of the cabinet that we're using, the tower that we're using, to use their cloud-based model up front. And then, obviously, as we grow, we'll be looking at building out our own network that supports that. So technology is a very, very challenging aspect of this. So I'm always looking for the right team member or the right company that would look to support this mission with their efforts in technology.
Okay.
And secondly, Um, have you ever wondered who owns the electricity where in a city?
Mm,
Yeah.
right.
So depending on where you're at, ComEd sure sends us a bill in Rockford for, what we have, where we have. But, if you're on, if you're in a specific spot, it could be any number of power companies, service providers, whatever. And, just that aspect of navigating all of the people that are responsible for specific tasks of energy and other things like that. So our ultimate goal would be solar powered units, which give
Mm.
us more opportunistic placement. Unfortunately, the technology is not there quite there to power the heater needed to keep these things warm in our winters up here. So we're
Uh,
working on that still. Those
okay.
are our two biggest challenges, I think.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
still some technology issues to overcome there
Yeah.
anyway.
Yep.
All right. And then the third question that AI gave me this week was, how does AED Rescue Connect work with local first responders like the EMS and fire departments to ensure that the locations of these AEDs are known and utilized effectively? Of course, it's still kind of in the infancy, right? So it's
Yeah, yeah. So the ultimate theory is that the 911 center is connected. The 911 center has the location identified in their maps and is able to communicate those directions to lay rescuers, right, bystanders, effectively. The fire department has been a great resource as we look through this, and I'll give a shout out to another Christian Life alumni, Becky Tayo, and her
yeah,
promotion
I
to
saw that
chief
this week.
of the Rockford Fire Department. Um, but I have some colleagues over there that I've known through the years in EMS, and they've been a great help in supporting our mission. I won't speak to what their roles will be just yet, as they haven't been finalized. But ultimately, when they get on scene, they'll collect these units for us and help us get them back in service promptly. Obviously, a volunteer would go out and actually put the unit back in service, replace what's needed, but they would make sure that they didn't just stay on scene and disappear or something like that.
Okay.
Great opportunities there. The other question was, how they're going to be located, and there is a app out there, and it's called Pulse Point. And I
Pulse.
encourage anybody that has any knowledge of AEDs or is willing to help to download that app. But it's a registry of AEDs, and it will notify you if you're within a reasonable distance, half mile to a mile of a cardiac event. And they will say cardiac arrest noted at this location. Here's a map, here's the AED, and here's where the incident is. You can go help if you're close by. And so all of our AEDs will be registered on there as well as with the local 911 services.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Good deal. Well, I also want to get you a funny or odd question from AI.
Okay.
And the three questions it gave me, they're okay. They're at least a little. Sometimes they give me the same things every week, and it's kind of like, come on, mix it up a little bit. Here's one that's pretty unique because it's about Rockford. As a funny or odd question from AI this week, it says, Rockford is the home of Cheap Trick. If we could put a custom voice into one of your AEDs, would it be Rick Nielsen's voice? And what would be the first thing he would say to a rescuer?
That is a good one. I don't know much of his music, so I'm rough on that. But
I'm trying to think what he would say.
I would imagine
Calm
as a
down.
musician, it may not be the first thing he says, but I imagine him, instead of using a metronome, singing a song with a beat between 100 and 120 beats per minute when it's time to do compressions. So you've all heard of Staying Alive, and I challenge people in my classes to make to find a different song.
Yeah. Okay.
But I imagine him sing his song instead of a metronome.
Is Staying Alive too slow? What was the?
So Staying Alive is a great song, right? But it's been around for years as the hallmark song of CPR, and so I always encourage somebody to find something more meaningful to them. So
But
I
isn't
would
that
ask
the
both of you
idea? We
guys.
want them to stay alive.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's a great song for it. For example, younger viewers might say "Baby Shark," right?
There we go.
And I probably won't name the other two songs that are off the top of my head right now, but I can tell you that there's Spotify playlists for CPR.
Okay.
There's apps that have metronomes. There's all kinds of things. What songs would you guys use if it couldn't be Staying Alive?
Yeah, I have to find that perfect, 100 to 120 beats per minute
Yeah.
song, right?
Probably Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun,
There we
dun.
go.
There
That'd
you
be a
go.
pretty good
Just
one.
play through the pauses. Don't stop.
Don't
Play
stop.
through the
Keep going.
pauses.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
Don't stop, Journey. There's another one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Believe that you can save their life. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, I think if you feel like we've covered all the bases, I think we're about ready to go into some Tom trivia. Are you ready for some Tom trivia?
Oh, Tom trivia.
Let's play the intro. Here we go.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
Thank you, Snoopy. Thank you very much, Snoopy. All right.
Love the Snoopy thing. Oh, you know what? I brought Snoopy to trivia the other night, which you didn't show up for.
No,
I had him on my little table there.
We had a
he was our
birthday
mascot.
party. We had a birthday
That's
party
okay.
we were celebrating Wednesday night.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
It's acceptable. It's unacceptable. But I will need a signed letter from the birthday girl or guy.
He's 5 years old, so I don't know.
Yeah, I give him a crayon and a piece of paper. so my Snoopy is actually in my car. I should have grabbed it. Sorry.
That's
all right. Anyway, these questions, Jacob, we always go 3 multiple guess and then 3 regular questions and then a Rockford trivia. All right.
All right. How many phone?
Oh no, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
We're in this together, Jacob. So let's hopefully we can score at least 4 points.
Okay. Right. Before we start, clear. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready.
Now we're ready.
Not touching.
Okay, yeah. Do not touch that microphone yet. All right. We start with SUVs, then we go television, world populations, Olympics, translation, United States, and Rockford trivia. Here we go. Here we go. Which automobile company makes the Equinox? Is it Chevrolet or Honda?
Oh, only 2. I already got my 50-50. Chevy.
Yeah, I think it's a Chevy. I think it's a Chevy product.
Chevy.
It is the Chevrolet Equinox.
All right. We got a point. Woohoo.
There you go.
All right. On which major network would you find The Voice? Is it ABC or NBC?
Oh, that's a trick question.
Once again, on which major network would you find The Voice? Is it ABC or NBC?
You know, go with NBC.
Yeah, because the host is a late night guy. What's his face? He's an NBC guy. I forget his name off the top of my head now, but yeah, it's got to be an NBC show.
It is an NBC show. So who is the host? It's
his name.
Nick Cannon? No.
No, it's a late night guy. That's the overnight.
Well, there's Seth Meyers.
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly. There we go.
There you go.
Is that who it is? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. I did not know. I guess I've never watched The Voice. Don't care. All right. World populations. This is a North or South question.
Oh, geez.
Which Korea has a larger population? Is it North Korea or South Korea?
Ooh.
Which has the larger population?
Yep.
That is a great question.
North Korea or South Korea?
Oh.
I mean,
Greg pick first.
as well, I was gonna say. I mean, South Korea is the free Korea, right? So I would guess it would be the South Korea. They've got the most lights too.
You got the most lights.
I'm gonna agree with Greg.
You have electricity.
Yeah. It's not withheld by Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. No. King John. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is South Korea, 51.75 million, and North Korea, 26.5 million. It's just about double.
Wow. I
Okay.
forgot to put the
Wow.
Facebook page on earlier, so I'm putting the Facebook page up now as we're doing trivia. So
Great.
All right.
this is also linked in the comments for everybody to check it out and to follow along. Aed Rescue Connect on Facebook.
All right, here we go. Olympics.
All right.
Where will the 2028 Summer Olympics be held? Looking for the specific location, not just the country.
Ooh.
2028.
Yep. Where will
Summer.
the Summer Olympics, the 2028 Summer Olympics, be held?
It's LA,
Oh.
isn't it? Isn't that coming back to the US? Isn't it coming to Los Angeles?
Yeah, I know it's in the U.S.
I'm pretty sure it's for the third time ever LA is hosting the games. And
You think it's L.A.? I don't know. He had that answer pretty quick. I think
at the end of the games in Paris, they did the whole handoff thing, and it went to a beach in LA, and what's his face? Flea. What's the
Flea
band?
from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think he was
okay.
part of that, and then some gal sang her new song, and that was a big hit for the summer. So I'm pretty sure it was LA.
It'll be in the same city as the World Series will be played this year, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Okay.
Because the Dodgers punched their ticket last night to the World Series. So.
They punched a lot last night, Tom. They were
Shohei Ohtani, not to deviate here, but you know me, ADS, attention deficit squirrel. Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 innings, 2 hits, struck out 10, and hit 3 home runs.
And one of them went out of the
held
stadium.
his team to the World Series.
Yeah.
That was the most phenomenal game for probably the most phenomenal ball player ever.
Kudos to him. Even as a Brewers fan, I got to say, wow, kudos to Shohei Ohtani. And he's been in a slump. He's been in a bit of a slump in the playoffs, and he just turned it around. Hopefully he can keep it going.
Well, that's what great players do. No, I look out Seattle or Toronto. Look out. Because it's probably going to be the Dodgers in 5. One other quick thing about the Brewers. God bless them. They had a great season, and they did get over that hump of not getting past the first round. I don't know if they've got to fix something or what, or maybe next year's their year. I don't know, but I think they probably have to go out and get 1 or 2 more parts to the missing pieces to
There'll
the puzzle.
always be the challenge with the small market team and the low budget, so it's
Yeah, although Tampa Bay made it to the World Series a number of years ago with Joe Madden the first time around. I think they've been there twice now, and they are the lowest market team of all. So it can happen. It can happen. And the Brewers did make it in 82. So, all right, here we go. Question number 5, translation. This one might be too easy. I should have picked something else. The Latin term carpe diem translates to what?
Seize the day.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Boom.
Shout out
All
to
right.
high school retreats for that.
Just nailed that one.
Back in the
Wow.
Yeah.
Seize the day, Tom. Seize the
There you
day.
go.
Okay, hold on. Note
Nice.
to self, no more AI questions. I'm kidding. I made all these up myself. Note to self, get AI questions next time.
There you go.
Anyway. All right, here we go. You are 5-0. 5-0.
Woo-hoo.
Just the 2 of us.
Thanks, Greg, for the phone up front. At least 2 of those.
All right, here we go. United States. In which U.S. state would you find the Corn Palace? Corn, C-O-R-N, Corn Palace. Once again, in which U.S. state would you find the Corn Palace?
It's South Dakota or Iowa, and I'm pretty sure it's South Dakota.
If those are my choices, I feel like I would have heard about it in Iowa, so I'm going to say South Dakota. If those
Let's
are
go
my
with South
choices.
Dakota.
6-0.
Woohoo!
You got it.
All
You got
right.
it.
Way to go.
All right. Rockford trivia. This is for a clean sweep. It's only been done a couple of times, and not ironically, funny enough, it's been done the last 2 months, maybe a month and a half. It's been done 2 times. This will be the 3rd. if
All
you
right.
get this right. I'm giving
No
you no
pressure.
help. You guys got 6
Well-
and 0. You're gonna sink or swim in that pool behind you on your own. All right. In what year? In what Rockford trivia? In what year did BMO Harris Bank take over the naming rights to Rockford's Metro Center? I don't know exactly what year they purchased or whatever. What year did they take over the naming rights? I'm assuming that's when they inked the deal to become, instead of the Metro Center Big Orange Box, to the BMO Harris Bank Center. What year? Was it 2011 or 2014?
Oh, if those
Once
are
it-
my only two choices, 2011. 2014 was way too late. I would have
20
remembered that.
Going on 2011, Tom.
So I should have went, say, 2009 and 2011, right?
Yeah, if that would have been a tougher guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
say
change it.
2011.
2009 or 20. No, I'm just kidding. You got it.
2011.
Clean sweep. Clean
Woo!
sweep. 7-0.
Yeah, there we
Nicely
go.
done, folks. Nicely
Way
done.
to go. Way to
Yep.
go.
Nicely
All right.
done.
Well, nicely done. Yeah, 7-0. That's only like the second or third time we've ever done that. So good deal. Well,
Third time.
if somebody does want to volunteer for your not-for-profit, is there something that you can, a lay person can plug in and do for you and help you guys out?
Yeah. So I'm looking for a couple key positions still for the board. I am looking for a lawyer that may be looking for some pro bono work, and I'm looking for a CPA that can support a little bit there.
Okay.
But aside from that, we will have these events coming up next year, and we'll be looking for volunteers, both whether it's registration or signups. And, for my healthcare professional friends out there, I'll be looking for people to support that hands-only class, because we're going to have a return demonstration at the end of it. So I'll need some, even if you're not a certified instructor, if you've been participating with CPR for a while and you have that knack for CPR, I'd love to have you out as a proctor for one of those stations.
Maybe an actor could help too.
Yep. And then there's always financial support. But if you're not able to give financially, reach out, and there may be other opportunities as well to find ways to support us. So.
Okay. Well, we got in the chat. If you're following along with us on Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube, you'll be able to see the link in the chat there, right? Click on it. You're going right to the website, aedrescueconnect.org. If you're not following along on Rumble, Facebook, or YouTube, you might have to type it in yourself, or check us out our Rumble or Facebook or YouTube channels. And this will also be in the comments section and in the description section of our Spotify link once we get the Spotify show up later on today. So really appreciate your time, Jacob. Really admired what you do and how you're doing it and going about it. Obviously, that's the one thing I didn't ask you. Is there something like this around the country that you're kind of basing off what you're doing? Or are you breaking brand new ground with this?
So, it was hard to find a program in our weather conditions.
Right.
So if you look at, Florida, California, you have some on the beach and, some in those really nice weather areas. But there was one that I was able to find, and they were able to help guide me, which changed some of my costs, increased a little bit there. But it also, shows that the system works in our weather conditions, and that's the Naperville Park District has something similar. But as far as nonprofit organizations, placing them outside with heat resistant cabinets, not attached to buildings kind of stuff, to my knowledge, we're one of a kind there. And I'm sure there's others out there. I don't want to say Naperville's the only one, but we're certainly excited about the opportunity, as a nonprofit to support not just our local community, but, we do look to spread as we establish and grow to other communities in the area.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, kudos to what you're doing and best of luck.
Yeah.
And we'll be following along with you here at the InCrowd 815 podcast. All right.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jacob. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
You too.
Great
Bye.
job
Bye.
today.
I'm sorry. I should have said clear before I hit that sounder. Clear. clear.
You
Our
should
race,
have.
our
And
current
I would have
race-
went,
Ow, Greg, why'd you do that to me? Our
Yeah.
big number of the week, race to 10. I could win this week. This could be it. I'm at 9. Tom's at 5.
I thought
And
you were at 8. I think you're adding stuff.
That might be.
It's rigged.
It's perfect. 115,000 is the big number of the week this week. And the answer is a Jolly Rancher or Joy of Painting. You gave me your text, and that means I need to change the score. Save that. All right. So, American Public Television, Tom, you know, they're going through some stuff, right?
It's a Bob Ross question, isn't it?
It's a Bob Ross question. The American Public Television is auctioning off 30 of Bob Ross's paintings to raise money for public broadcasters. Of course, there's been some funding cuts, right? Which, to not to be political, but you know what? I'm ready for these funding cuts because public television has turned into a one-sided thing. It's not
public at all. It's for
not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
all
exactly right. There's
one-sided.
nothing political about it, by the way, because what it is it is simply serving one side. If you want to be public television and you want to take public funding, then you doggone well better be fair. I don't care if you're not conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. That's fine. But do not be blatant and bring on conservative voices and let everybody decide for themselves. This is the thing that bothers me. So I'm right there with you.
So 3 of Bob Ross's paintings are going on sale November 11th. The rest will be rolling out throughout the year in 2026 at the Bonham's showrooms nationwide. Most of these pieces that they're auctioning off were created live on PBS's The Joy of Painting. They haven't been seen since. They've been in storage somewhere. So if you want one, expect to pay up. 2 of Ross's works sold this summer. One of them for $115,000, the other for $96,000. The new batch is estimated to bring in anywhere from $850,000 to $1.4 million as they start to auction off these 30 of these paintings. Hey, let's celebrate! Woohoo! This guy
I'm not celebrating for 2 reasons. Number one, there will be at least 115,000 Jolly Ranchers handed out at Halloween this year. And the other thing is I'm still mad about Vulking. Vulking. I don't know if you guys remember this. Greg had Vulking or Vans. And I thought, well, Vulking, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go with it because, we're supposed to be walking, but I couldn't come up with another. I need to come up with another V word. Anyway.
Halloween's getting expensive, Tom. That's what this one's about. Halloween. You might want to shut off the lights, close the blinds because holidays getting pricey. Halloween spending is wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, you said Jolly Rancher. Okay. Halloween spending estimated to hit a record $13.1 billion this year, according to the National Retail Federation. Candy sales like Jolly Rancher and Kit Kats and Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't think I have any in my dish right now. You know, we're in the process of moving, so the only thing I got left in my little dish is a Three Musketeers. That's gonna have to.
I'll swing by and get it.
I've got some. I do have some Kit Kats, but they're downstairs in the refrigerator that we haven't emptied out yet. So I'll have this instead.
Hey, do you need help moving? Because I know a couple of guys that'll probably jump in and help you. No, you know what? Seriously though, I would always offer. I can't now. I have a torn rotator cuff. You know that, right?
We're good. We got muscles.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I was going to do this week, and I didn't, and I don't regret it. It's just, but I was going to say that today was going to be the last In Crowd 815 podcast.
From this location.
Exactly.
Right.
So this
like
beautiful penthouse studio in New Milford, Illinois is going to be officially shut down after today.
Wow.
We have our new location. Should be up and running next week. Lord willing, everything works. So this is not the last In Crowd 815 podcast, just the last one from what's become a very comfortable studio here in New Milford. and I'm gonna miss it. I got some nostalgia. I'm having some feelings, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm having some feelings. All right, so that wraps up the scheduled portion of our show. I know you want to talk a little bit about the Green Bay Packers, as we already talked a little bit about the Brewers, and we'll kudos to a great season for the Milwaukee Brewers. Loved following them.
97 wins, I think it was.
Well,
Almost 100 wins.
What struck me last night as I was driving home from what I was doing last night, the football game, I was doing the PA announcing for the Christian Life football game. The Brewers started this season with 4 losses, right? They had 4 losses in a row to start the season. Everyone was like, oh no, this season's going to stink. And then they had 100 wins, 97 regular season.
Oh, it was 100. Oh, no. Okay. Right.
3 in the playoffs. They had 100 wins, and then they ended the season with 4 straight losses.
Right.
Kind of ironic, when you kind of put that together, the bookends of the 4 losses in a row, and fill that in with 100 wins in a season, including the 3 from the playoffs. So what a great season for a bunch of young players, and who knows how many of them, a lot of them should be back next season on this team. And if they get the right pitching together, they're going to be contenders.
Well, I like your coach, Pat Murphy, and I think Pat Murphy was an upgrade. We got your cast off, Craig Counsell, and I'm sorry, but Craig Counsell's got to go. And this isn't because the Cubs lost. This is because of the way they lost. The way they lost several games this year. Craig Counsell does not manufacture runs. He does not play small ball, which is ironic because he was a big part of small ball when he played for the Florida Marlins, the Arizona Diamondbacks. I believe Craig Counsell won 2 World Series championships, one with the Marlins in 97 and one with the Diamondbacks in 2001. Right. I'm pretty sure. I know it was Diamondbacks for sure in 2001 when they beat the Yankees. He doesn't know how to play small ball. They don't bunt. They rely on the home run, and sometimes they'll get 2 or 3 home runs and lose the game 6-2. I mean 6-3 or 6-4, because one of them might have been a 2-run homer. You don't score runs when you got guys on first and second, and you got nobody out, and you're down 2-1 to the Brewers, and you're in. You were in Milwaukee, but it doesn't matter. It was the 5th game of the series, the one that propelled the Brewers to the NLCS. And you can't get the runner across. All you have to do is get him to third. All you have to do then is either have a medium to deep fly ball or a grounder to the right side, a fairly weak grounder to the right side, or even a bunt to the right side on a safety squeeze, not even a suicide. And there are so many different things that could have and should have happened, but they don't with Craig Counsell because Craig Counsell doesn't know how to play small ball or refuses to. He's a baseball guy. He's been around for 30, 40, 50 years in this game. He should know what he's doing. I know what he should be doing. I know. Everybody else seems to know, but he doesn't. And when you can't, and the other thing that bothers me the most about, before we get onto the Packers, because I'm not sure they're talk Packers, the one thing that bothers me the most is when a ball player takes a called third strike and that pitch is right down the middle or at least borderline. When you've got 2 strikes, unless you've got 3 balls and you're looking for that walk and you saw that pitch is down and low and they maybe made a bad call on it, I'll somewhat forgive that. But you do not ever get a called third strike. It's called protecting the plate. It is baseball 101. Protect the plate. You have unlimited foul balls. Protect the plate. You are a major league ball player. You don't know how to protect the plate. AAA for you, buddy. And then double A, then single A, and then off to the Rockford Rivets. Not that there's anything wrong with playing for the Rivets, but they're a college base. They're not even a minor league technically. They are minor league, but yeah, you know what I mean.
I know.
Anyway, point being, Craig Counsell, I really do believe he needs to go because the Cubs they're locked in. They're going to go no higher unless Craig Counsell himself says, you know what, I'm going to change my philosophy. I'm going to stop playing sabermetrics. The same reason that he pulled Matthew Boyd in the 5th inning with a no-hitter. The same reason he pulled Brown last year in the 8th inning with a no-hitter. He pulled Jamison Tyone with a no-hitter. He's done it 5 or 6 times. A pitcher is on fire, lights out. Now, what did that do to Ben Brown when he pulled him in the 8th inning of a no-hitter? Didn't send him out for the 8th inning. Or he might have sent him out and maybe pulled him after one out or something like that. But he had given up no hits. And he pulls them. And then the Cubs probably did win the game. I think they did. Ben Brown got the win. But the point is, what could you have done for this young kid's career? He was essentially a rookie, first year, second year guy. We'd just gotten him, I think, from Texas. What would this have done for his life, for his career? One of only a handful of men who have thrown no hitters. And by handful, I mean probably 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 maybe. But of the literally thousands of pitchers that have come through Major League Baseball, you would be one of however many. I don't even know. I should ask AI how many pitchers have thrown no hitters. It's one of the greatest accomplishments outside of winning a World Series,
Right.
or or something like that.
Huge. It's huge.
It's amazing, and he takes that away because he's worried about pitch count. Seriously, Craig, what are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing? Why don't you go take a job in corporate media somewhere, middle management somewhere?
I still think they've got a much better than average chance to win a World Series with what they've got going on in Chicago. So I can't criticize.
I completely disagree with that, because when it comes down to crunch time, managing baseball is not when you're up 9-2. Anybody can manage that. It's when you're up 2-1 or down 2-1, and you're in the 8th inning, and you have to either tie the game or take the lead. That's when and if you don't know how to play small ball, you don't know how to bunt. I saw Ian Happ bunt the ball and it came up and hit him in the head. I mean, my God, you're a major leaguer. Can you not bunt? Because they don't practice it enough. They don't practice it enough because, Seiya Suzuki, there's another home run. Well, followed by 7 strikeouts and a couple of ground outs and a couple of flyouts. There's another home run. He'll have 35 home runs and 125 strikeouts. 85 of which were caught looking. Dude, I'm incredulous here. Okay. All right. On to something better. My Green Bay Packers. Your Green Bay Packers. What did you think of the game? I give the Packers a B for that game and nothing higher. Not a B plus, not an A minus, not an A, certainly not an A plus. I give them a B. Their defense is looking like I don't know, like the Cincinnati Bengals defense. It's not looking good. It's just not. I don't know what's going on. I know they're double teaming Micah Parsons, but they've got just about everybody back. Hobbs is back. Now Lucas Van Ness is injured. He'll be injured. Devontae Wyatt, they're injured. They'll be out a week or two. No big deal there. We've got enough guys. But somehow, some way, we're just not putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Joe Flacco did almost exactly. Joe Flacco had a better game against us with Cincinnati than he did with Cleveland. We won the game, 27-18. I am not complaining. We won the game, but we again should have won the game 40-10. We should have won the Dallas game 40-21 or 40-17. We should have won the Cleveland game 106-10 or 3 or 0 or whatever. We are just simply not looking good. But having said all that, we are 3-1-1. We are only one of 5 teams that have only 1 loss. We are in first place in our division, and we've got Arizona with Jacoby Brissett as quarterback coming up. We got Pittsburgh, who have been doing it with smoke and mirrors. They lost that game against Cincinnati, and they probably shouldn't have, but they did. They've won a couple games they shouldn't have won. They've lost a couple games they shouldn't have. So their record is what it is. It's 4-2. So 4-2 or 4-3-2. I think it might be 3-2. Have they played 6 games? Yeah, they have, because they already played Thursday night. They played 6 games. So they're 4-2. Not a bad record, a respectable record, but I really do believe that that Green Bay is going to go into Pittsburgh and show them who's boss. So I think we're going to win the next 2 games and be 5-1-1 at the. There is no halfway point in the NFL anymore because you got 17 games. So is it the 8th game or the 9th game? Who knows? But by by week 9, week 10, but the 9th game, they will be, I think, 5-1-1. Does the math
Well,
work?
and
6-1-1.
with
6-1-1.
that tie, that puts them in the first place of the NFC North. So that's that tie still kind of stings. That's still
Well,
kind of,
it does, but like you say, it puts us in first place.
yeah,
So
one less loss.
yeah, and by the way, back to what I was saying, 5-1-1, not 6-2 or not 7-1, 5-1-1. That equals 7 games because Pittsburgh is our 7th game. So that's what I think will be. Then we've got the second half where we're going to play Minnesota twice, Detroit again, Chicago twice, Baltimore. I think we play Philly or the Giants. Is that right? I think. I don't know.
Both eventually, right?
Oh, we also played Denver as well.
Okay.
So anyway.
Well, this is going to be. There's our schedule there. Bring up the whole schedule. So yeah, it's Packers Cardinals tomorrow again. Packers Browns, the game that you went to out in Cleveland.
Yep.
I hate that I said it because it became basically a trap game. They should have never lost that game. Should have never been close, and they go out there and lose. Packers Cardinals, same thing. They got to go out to Arizona. They should be. They might be looking past these guys because they're going to play against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers next week. Don't look past these Cardinals. Just because they suck doesn't mean they can't beat you.
So the trap game comes when you're flying high, and they were flying high. Best team in football, number 1 of the power rankings, and you could easily say, "Oh, they got this game. They're going to win it." Matt and I, my son and I, we're looking at each other at the beginning of the game, going, "You ready, buddy? We're doing the fist pump." Yeah, I'm thinking 30-7, 30-10. And he's like, yeah. And I had Cleveland fans all around me going, yeah, you guys are pretty good. We're awful. Yeah, there is no way we're winning this game. Yeah, you might as well mark it now. And then when it happened, I saw elation like you wouldn't believe. I'm actually fist pumping Browns fans. They were good people. They were nice people. I was fist pumping them saying, way to go, guys. That was nice. That was a signature win for you guys. All right, so that's the trap game mentality, is that you are simply looking past it because, well, there's just no way we're going to lose. Now, this is not a trap game only because we've already been victim to a trap game.
That's right.
We fell victim to a trap game. It's not going to fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me.
There's no more excuses.
There's no more excuses. Exactly. So this game here, I think is going to be my prediction. This is going to be the most complete game they've had all year.
Hope so.
That's my prediction. I think they're going to be in Jacoby Brissett's face most of the game. I think Jeff Hafley is starting to hear the rumors and the murmurs, not rumors, but murmurs of what's going on with Jeff Hafley's defense. What's going on with this highly touted, this vaunted defense that all of a sudden we're not playing up to expectations. I truly believe he's going to bring the house. And I got a couple of Jordan Love stats for you in a second here. Let me finish this point. They are going to bring the house, and they are going to make Jacoby Brissett beat you with his arm, which isn't going to happen. Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming off a concussion protocol. But you know what? He's overrated. As much as I like him, as much as I think he was a great talent at Ohio State, he is overrated. He has not even come close to what people thought. And they think it might be his speed. He didn't run the 40 at the combine because they think that he decided not to because he didn't want to run a 4.6 or a 4.55 or something like that. And it's like, whoa, this guy's a lot slower than we thought. And maybe his draft status goes down. So there's just that. I don't know. And then they got Trey McBride. He's pretty good, but they also have a line that's not that great. And as long as you have to get the ball to those guys. Now, we discussed this. I don't know if we discussed it last week or if you and I were talking about that trivia on Saturday. Nobody's throwing long on Green Bay. This is why Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams have not had a whole lot of work. They can sit back there and have a bagel and cream cheese and play checkers in the
No, people don't want to throw at them. They don't want to throw
They
at
don't
them.
want to throw at him. No, and this is why you're seeing Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker, and Evan Edgerrin Cooper, and Lucas Van Ness before he was injured. He'll be out a week or two. But this is why you see these guys making so many tackles. Rashawn Gary led the league in sacks after week 4 with 4.5, and then we had a bye, and now he's. I don't know what he did in the last game. I just don't remember. So maybe he's no longer leading the league, but he's having a really good season. Their entire linebacking core is having a really good season because nobody's throwing long. We've stopped the kind of a dink and dunk. We're still giving up third downs like we should not because we're giving them a lot of cushion. That's a Jeff Hafley problem. I hope he can get it figured out. But Arizona has their work cut out for them. I really believe the Green Bay Packers are going to be extremely ticked and extremely hungry to put together a complete game. Brandon McManus is out. Lucas Haversick is in. He appears to be a good kicker. He's been around a little bit. He's been with a few teams. I like him. I think he's good. I picked him up as my kicker on my fantasy team. So I think we are going to be just fine tomorrow. I like our chances.
Kyler Murray might not even play.
He won't play. He probably will not play. If he does, it changes things a little bit because he can run. But they said he only took snaps with the practice squad this year. He did not this week. Jacoby Brissett took all of the snaps with the first team.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know. If they had any inclination that he was going to start, now he could wake up this morning and go, you know what, foot feels fine. Hey, coach, I think I can play. That could happen. It could happen. So be prepared for that. But I'm not too worried about it. And as far as looking past these guys to the Steelers, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to be hard not to, just because, it's Aaron Rodgers and he's playing well, and it's a Sunday night primetime football game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking past the Cardinals. I am, and that's not supposed to happen. So.
Well, it doesn't matter if the fans do, as long as the team doesn't. Now I will say one thing: Matt LaFleur is getting some heat because he gets conservative. What? How many points did the Detroit Lions have at halftime? 0. Or maybe they had 3. They might add 3. I don't know. But going into the fourth quarter, they had 6 points. How many points did the Washington, almost said Redskins, Commanders have at the end of the third quarter? 6. 3 or 6. How many points did the Cleveland Browns have at the end of the third quarter? 0.
Still 0. Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
Cowboys they ended up with 16 at the half, and that last touchdown was just so dumb. So it should have been 16 to 9, I think it was. It should have been 9. All field goals. It should have been all field goals. That's my point. We are holding teams in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter to just field goals. I don't know if we've given up. Cincinnati may have scored a touchdown going into the half. I don't know. I don't remember what the score was. I think it was. I don't know. It's all running together for me. There's a lot of my brain going on, but my point is Green Bay's defense is holding, and then all of a sudden something's happening in the fourth quarter. The Joe Flacco thing 2 times now. He found Jamar Chase a couple times in the second half, late in the second half. Like in the third quarter, early fourth quarter.
And I think the argument really is it's been special teams. That's been the biggest failure of the Packers this season, is special teams, and that's got to change. Something's got to.
Yeah, you take 2 blocked kicks away. The block extra point where they ran it back for a 2-point score. It should have been 14-0 instead of 13-2. I don't know how that plays out. An hour and 45 minutes later, or 50 minutes later of playing time. I don't know how that plays out.
40 tie.
40-40 tie. I guarantee you, if we're up 14-0, we're kind of breaking their backs. Especially if we get the ball again, we're going to put the dagger in them, as Wayne Larrabee would say. But the Cleveland game, we should have won that game on that field goal. It should have never come to that, but we should have won that game. We should be and could be 5-0 right now, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. That doesn't matter. Like Bill Parcells once said,
You
are what your
what
record
your record
indicates.
indicates. Yes.
That's exactly right. It's a very, very rudimentary statement, but it is absolutely
It's true.
100% true.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Packers Cardinals, the late game. I guess what would you call the 3:00 game now on a Sunday?
Well, it's the late game. It's the afternoon game. They call it the late game, and then the night game is the 7:08 start or 7:18 or whatever. Yeah, it's the late game.
And
That's
not
what
the
they call it.
primetime game, but the primetime game a week from Sunday will be Packers at Pittsburgh and those Aaron Rodgers led Steelers.
Yeah,
So,
well, you know what the Packers have been doing? A few more points here. What the Packers have been doing is they've been playing up to their competition and they've been playing down to their competition. So they might play down to the competition tomorrow. We're still going to win the game, I think. And then they're going to play up to the competition against Pittsburgh. And I think it's going to be a fairly good, decisive victory. I said at the beginning of the year that Pittsburgh was probably going to be about a 500 team. I said 8-9, 9-8. Actually, what I did say was it's probably going to be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. Aaron Rodgers probably wouldn't last the season, and Mike Tomlin won't last till next year. That was my prediction. I don't want any of that to be true. I love Aaron Rodgers. I do not hate Aaron Rodgers. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's one of the best coaches of all time. At least maybe top 20, top 30, which is saying something. There have been 500 coaches. I mean, he is in the pantheon of great coaches. Yeah. He's in the elite. Yes, he is. And Aaron Rodgers is obviously maybe the second greatest of all time. Maybe the third, I don't know. Greatest of all time is Tom Brady. Maybe Jerry Rice throws in there, but it's usually a quarterback because of the accomplishments. And, well, if Aaron plays till he's 52, then he'll probably break all of Tom Brady's records.
No, he won't, because he won't get that many Super Bowls. He will
that's
not.
True. He will not. Yeah, he's got 6 more to go to catch him.
He does.
Catch him. And 7 more to go to pass him. Wow. Amazing.
All right. Well, hey, real quick, thanks to those who've been supporting our In Crowd 815 podcast. And I gave some shout outs at the beginning of the show today of some folks that are helping to make our next event be a success. Want to give another big shout out to the major sponsors who are helping us put this whole thing on, including, of course, Medicare 411. Medicare 411 has caught the vision of this right from the beginning, made this happen a year ago this month when we had our first mass karaoke trivia contest and a $1,000 prize. And we tried it with 10 teams and found that it worked, mostly worked. A few little minor tweaks to make it more efficient, but it was a great time a year ago this month, Tom, almost to the date.
Yeah. And I'm working on my trivia contest, and I got some really great questions. I have been, when I'm giggling when I'm doing the questions, like, oh my God, this is a great question. Oh my God, I wish I could share it. When I'm giggling when I'm doing it, it's like, I'm using my uber creative side.
Yes. Got to have a little fun with it. And this time around,
In Crowd 815. There we go. We got matching shirts.
And I got some fun, exciting things to show you, Tom. And I didn't tell you about yet for our people putting on this next contest. It's gonna be fun.
When we do lunch or breakfast or whatever this next week, if we can, we should invite some listeners. We should invite some people to join us.
Put a little something out there on Facebook and invite people to join us for.
All right. But make it an RSVP. So if we go to Pancakes or somewhere, then we can grab a bigger table. And, if we got 6 or 8 people or 4 people or whatever, make it an RSVP so we don't start eating without you.
That'd be cool.
One other thing, if you don't mind, one other shout out. I just wanted to reiterate the craft fair. It's perfect for something for Christmas coming up. It's 8501 Forest Hills Road. It's on the other side of Harlem, just past Harlem, heading north, heading out towards like Menards or whatever. And it's on the east side. It's a quaint little church, and it's a craft fair. There's a taco truck out there too. I don't remember the 2 guys, Oliva. Maybe I don't know if that's who it is, but my wife said there was a taco truck. She said the name, and I don't know what it was. I think that's what it was. But anyway, it's going to be a good time. She showed me some of the stuff that my daughter had made and some of the other ladies from the church. And it's, oh my God, it's really cool. So try and get out there if you can. And if you do, make sure you say you heard it on the 815 In Crowd podcast.
There you go.
Make sure you
There
do
you
that.
go.
And then I'll get the feedback, and I'll be out of the doghouse for another week.
You'll be the star of the show.
I'll be the star of the show. Absolutely.
We also have Gemini Solar and Waldom Electronics each ponying up $1,000 for prizes this time. When the contest happens, we have a grand prize winning team. They win $5,000 for their chosen not-for-profit. But the teams that score the highest trivia score without winning the grand prize also wins $1,000. So you still want to do your best. You might come in second place when it comes to the trivia score goes, but if it's the highest score of all the teams that did not win the grand prize, you're going to win $1,000 for your not-for-profit. Waldom Electronics doing the same thing for the karaoke prize this time around. And then to make this all happen, we got Iverson Painting. Thank you, Paul, and Envoy Mortgage. Thank you, Jessica, for helping to make this all possible with some great sponsorships as well. And then JW Innovative Coaching and Haas Towing are sponsoring our Trivia Master right there, Tom Warner. We got Quest 7 and Swift. Have you heard of Swift, Tom?
DeAndre Swift, running back for the Bears.
It's spelled with 2 T's. It's Southwest Ideas for Today and Tomorrow. They are also sponsoring our karaoke prize, or our karaoke DJ this time, I should say, not the prize, but the DJ, helping to cover the cost of that. So thank you, Quest 7
so cool.
and Southwest
That
Ideas
is so
for
cool.
Tomorrow. And then we also have Shane Worley, the marketing one, helping us cover our lighting tech, and the Waterman. Kudos to Lucas Blackmer for covering our photographer. So all these sponsors: Waterman, Marketing One, Quest 7, Swift, Haas Towing, JW Innovative Coaching, Envoy Mortgage, Iverson Painting, Waldom Electronics, Gemini Solar, and Medicare 411, all making this thing possible at the Tabala Event Center coming up on November 13th. And it's going to be a fun Thursday night. We still have tickets for the audience to participate and to witness this whole thing. And audience members will also randomly have an opportunity to possibly win some money for their favorite not-for-profit and some prizes for themselves. So get your tickets. Early bird tickets are still for sale right now at $5 off. They'll go up to $20 the week of the contest. So
I myself have a very special shout out for Cindy Costello at Medicare 411. She's awesome.
Yes.
She is absolutely. I'll see her on Monday. I got to go in there I've been on Medicare for a number of years because I've been on disability due to a motorcycle accident. Most people know my story. I'd love to share it one time, but maybe one day. In detail. It's really, really cool. And then one day when we don't have any guests, or maybe we have one guest, we have 10, 15 minutes to just kind of talk, and you can ask me questions or whatever. But I'm going in there on Monday, and they do such great work. Yes. And Cindy is just so awesome. She really, truly is. Yeah, I've never seen anybody
so patient,
so willing, so patient, and so willing. And by the way, thank you for turning me on to her. She is just phenomenal. So willing to get the right story, to get the story right, to get the right information. It's like, you know what? I'm so sorry. Hold on one second. She makes a phone call, and a couple minutes later, she's got the answer. And it's like, okay, she should be an investigative journalist. That'd be cool. So anyway.
We do have an event tonight, Anavox's reunion concert show at Rock Church. This is a free show now. It's not ticketed at all. It's totally free, 7:30 at Rock Church. And looking forward to seeing the guys perform some of those Anavox and Land of Lincoln songs that they will be performing. We are a little over a week away from our next In-Crowd 815 free networking event. This is at Sunset Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens on October 30th, the day before Halloween. Come on out for a hayride through the cemetery, and some food and fun and drinks there for that. And then coming up in December, our annual Christmas fundraiser and party for In-Crowd 815. This year, we're going to be at the Ross Pearson VFW on 7th Street in Rockford and raising funds for Veterans Smile. So put all this stuff on your calendar. We got a lot going on here at In-Crowd 815.
Absolutely.
Next week, the ARC of Winnebago County Executive Director Amy Newell is going to join us. The ARC of WBO, Winnebago, Boone, and Ogle. Is actually their thing. So we'll talk with Amy Newell next week. As of right now, Tom, you mentioned no guest. As of right now, I don't believe we have a guest scheduled for October or let's see, November. Oh, maybe we did get filled up. The 8th. There we go. November 8th. Looks like our next opening for guests. So we've stated our goal a number of times. We'd love to have at least once, all 197 registered not-for-profits on our show at least once to talk about what they do and why they do it. And we're up to about 90 or so. I got to get an actual tally so I can put this on. When I get my new office set up, new studio, maybe I can get a board up on the wall that shows how many we've had on so far.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I need the visual.
Also, don't forget November 8th. You know what's going on November 8th at 6:00 at night at Riverside Community Church.
That's a trivia night right there.
That's trivia night. We got our team set.
Is it November 8th?
November 8th, yes.
Did I have it on the wrong date?
Oh, don't even go there, dude.
I do. I have it on the 15th.
No.
Is it the 8th?
It's never been the 15th.
All
Never.
right. I better change that right now.
And you better change it. And if you accidentally plan something else, I'm sorry. Give me the phone number to them. I'm going to say, Greg can't make it. He's going to have a sore throat. He's going to be sick. He's not going to be able to make it to your event.
Well, the 8th is actually better.
I know, Grandma, it's your birthday party, but still, come on.
I'm glad we brought that up because I totally had it on the 15th, not the 8th. But blame the fat fingers and the phone.
Yeah, whatever.
All
Whatever.
All
yeah,
right.
no, you're a valuable member of this trivia team. You better be there.
All right. We're going to be there. Thanks to Jacob Sundberg again. Aed Rescue Connect. What a great service that he is trying to put together. And if you can help him get these automatic defibrillators around the city in places where they can be utilized just in case, that would be awesome. He's tackling an interesting challenge right there. So cool to hear about his story this week.
Yeah, that was really cool. Great guest, by the way.
All right, buddy. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week, and we'll try to do the same. Meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast.
Say goodbye, Eddie.
Bye.
815
Eddie the elephant.
in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815